I don't like using the term morbidly obese for people who are over a certain size. And I always try to be careful. Look, you guys know me. I'm not trying to intentionally disparage or disrespect anybody. But I like to be accurate and use terms, right? Now we have this story. Plus size influencer Jay Lynn Cheney rips plane seat policies after demanding other flyers pay for extra seat. Oh, we've been here before, but here we are again with another story just like this. Okay. I want to be precise. Morbidly obese means very, very large. And it's a medical term, I believe. It means that you are very unhealthy, and the obesity could be a factor in killing you. I also believe that there is something that we refer to as moribundly obese. And you can look this up. I don't believe this one's a medical term. I could be wrong. But moribund, it's really annoying when I try and type this in and Google's like, did you mean morbidly obese? And when I tell people moribundly obese and they go, you mean morbidly? No, I did not say the word morbidly. Okay. Moribund means at the point of death, like you are about to die. And so I think we need that extra category, because if you look at the world's fattest man from 100 years ago, you're like, wow, that guy doesn't look that fat relative to today's standards. Seriously, it's bad. We've got serious problems in the West. So there is obesity, someone slightly overweight. Then there is morbid obesity, someone is very overweight. And then there's moribund obesity, where someone's literally struggling to breathe and could die at any moment. And I think that's an important category that we should bring up when it comes to people who are beyond morbidly obese. Just something I wanted to say, immaterial to mostly to this article. But here we go. Once again, a plus-size travel influencer is demanding that airlines change their discriminatory policies that make larger flyers pay twice for the same experience, admitting that making such a change may make fares for everyone more expensive. I would like to, I want to tell you something, you're not going to be flying private. Yeah. We talk about the solutions to this issue. Oh man, she started a change.org petition, demand for the FAA to protect plus size customers, doubling down on being discriminated against while flying due to their size. There's a reason why I want to talk about this subject. This is where leftist ideas, nonsense, clash with physical reality. You want to fly in a plane and you say it's discriminatory to, let's talk about this. There's no solution here. You say it's discriminatory because you are overweight, so you have to pay twice as much for the same experience as someone who is not overweight. Hold on there a minute. You get twice the space. It's discriminatory if you receive 2 seats for the price of 1. Why don't I get 2 seats for the price of 1? The only real solution to this, if this petition were to actually make sense and go through, would be that everyone must be guaranteed like 3 feet of space on a plane. Maybe, go ahead and do it, but you might as well be flying private if that's the point. Get like 10 people on a plane. Because if everyone is supposed to get the same amount of space for the same amount of money, then they'll just have to increase the amount of space everyone gets and increase the amount of money that you spend. I got a solution for you. Here's what you can do, airlines. All seats will be sold as pods for 1 price. Now, hold on. What's a pod? Well, a pod is a group of 3 seats. But how is a single individual traveling for work supposed to do it? Well, you can also offer up a buddy system where, here's how it works. Every seat is the size of 3, and it costs the same price, $1,000, $1,200, or $1,500. And what you do is you log in the website, and in order to buy the bundle, you have to say, looking for group. Need 2 more people who want to go in on this pod with me. And then you split the cost. Now, everything's hunky-dory. Legal and fair. Now, no one's paying more for the same experience. I'm just saying that I bought a pod and I'm going to share it with my 2 friends that I just met. And the people who are moribundly obese, well, they can buy a pod as well. And maybe someone will want to share a pod with them. Maybe they can negotiate price. Maybe the person will say, you're too large and I'm not going to fit in the pod. There you go. Problem solved. No longer discrimination. Anyway, you get my point. It makes no sense. They want special treatment. They want special things. Here's what you said. We have to pay 2 fares, even though we're getting the same experience. You're not. You're getting 2 seats. I don't get 2 seats. If anything, our experiences are a little bit more challenging. While Cheney has held firm in her demands, in April, she admitted that if her petition's demands were met, Ticket prices for all customers would likely increase due to demand. Okay, look, it is not fair that you, because you've chosen to be more abundantly obese, take up extra space. It's not fair. I'm not trying to be mean to this person. You've made the choice to gorge yourself and gain this weight. There's no question about it. You made those choices, and that's totally fine. You can live how you want to live. I got no beef. But don't expect me to have to sit next to you and be crammed into a space I don't fit in because you eat too much. It is difficult to provide one-size-fits-all answer to the question of who will pay for policies mentioned in the petition, she told Fox News. However, what is clear is that the mistreatment and discrimination of plus-size travelers, okay, come on, just call them morbidly obese, is unacceptable and must be addressed. Plus size, come on. She added, implementing policies to accommodate plus-size passengers may come with associated costs, but these costs must be weighed against the benefits of creating a more welcoming and inclusive travel experience. In her petition, Cheney urged the FAA to mandate that all airlines create a comprehensive customer of size policy that prioritizes the comfort and well-being of all passengers. Cheney, as well as other plus-size travelers and travel experts, are calling on airlines in the U.S. to standardize their policies. So this is what I was saying when I was saying this is where leftist policies clash with physical reality. Planes have weight restrictions. Sorry. Have a nice day. Nice talking to you. When we used to load planes, we had to write down the average size. You know what's funny? I did a segment like this a month ago. I'm telling the same story again because it keeps happening. We'd write down the average weight in the cargo. And if you're on a plane with very few passengers, they tell you where you have to sit. Because if too many people are on one side, it shifts the weight of the plane. Yeah, that's how it works. We've flown private on a few instances. We've got some high-profile interviews coming up where we may have no choice. And I don't want to say too much, but some big names. And that means we have to fly at very short notice. We're talking people who will tell us the morning of, like, hey, I got an hour at this time. Come now or don't. And so that means we got to get a PJ like that. Now, a day's notice, not possible. But we have flown for the reasons like this on private and talked to and here's an interesting thing. Some of these companies like Verijet, for instance, comparable to a first class ticket. So it's like if you're going to fly first class at like a regional flight, maybe like Texas, you are actually better off flying private if you're on a full plane with 4 adults and 2 kids. It's going to cost you the same as it would if you were flying first class. So if it's like a business thing, it may make sense. Verijet's very cheap. They're very small jets. But with this, private jets, there's weight restrictions. Here's the funny thing. When you're booking a private jet, they ask you what your weight is. They say, how much do you weigh? And what luggage do you have? And if you weigh too much, they're going to say, we can't carry that much. It's not because we don't like you. It's not because we think there's something wrong with you. It's because the plane can't fly. It's physical reality. You'll need to get a bigger jet. And don't get me wrong, a 57 can carry a lot of weight. And it would take a lot of morbidly obese people to ground a flight like that. And carry a lot. But you can't physically fit in the space. So what are they supposed to do? I just find this world we live in so fascinatingly absurd. But here we go. Other plus-size travelers have also complained. Being a large person is not a choice, as many people mistakenly believe. There is unfortunately a lot of negative attention and prejudice against plus-size people. It's not as if someone is getting up in the morning and making a decision that they're going to be a large person. So through that lens of human rights, I don't see any justification for charging these people a double fare. That's just not true. It was about a year and a half ago. I weighed 200 pounds and I didn't care. Yeah, I literally didn't care. I was skating all the time and I was like, whatever. And then one day I didn't eat any sugar. For real, that's what happened. I was downstairs. We had salami and roasted red pepper feta dip. Delicious. No sugar in it. No sugar in the meat. And that was all I ate that day. Been working a lot. And I was like, I didn't eat any sugar today. Normally I would do like rice or something with my food or have bread. And then I was like, I'm just not going to eat any more sugar, I guess. And then I cut out almost all the carbs. And guess what? Within a month, I lost 20 pounds. And with about 2 months after that, I lost another 10, down to about 170. And then since then, I've had a little bit of sugar here and there. I was basically at like 10 grams of carbs per day and then went to like 30 or 40. Some days more. Because I'm mostly like, I was never like, I must lose weight or anything like that. But you know what? One day I just changed my diet and then lost a bunch of weight. Seriously. Yeah. It's a choice. It is. Now, I didn't understand. I didn't care. I thought I wasn't eating that much, but it was the carbs. We would order like hibachi or something, and I'd get like rice with my chicken. And I'm like, it's chicken, vegetables, and rice, you know? And I'd be like, I don't want the heavy sugar stuff. We'll do just the rice, because rice is just rice. But rice is very, very dense in carbs. And so I was eating foods like that with bread and all that. So yeah, it is. You can choose to stop eating that stuff. Talk to a nutritionist, figure out what diet works for you. I mostly just said, no more bread, cutting that for the most part out. Makes me feel sick, don't like it. And then started just doing meats, cheeses, fish, fats. The other day on Tuesday, we did Taco Tuesday. And we got tortillas and we got keto tortillas. I didn't even eat those because they got gluten in them. And I'm just like, I don't know about all that gluten stuff. Maybe it's not that big a deal, but I'm just going to stay away from it. So I took the beef, put it in the bowl, put the cheese and sour cream, avocado and peppers and mixed it all up and just ate it like that in a bowl. It was delicious. You can choose to eat better. I think these people are just entitled. Whatever. Welcome to the real world. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up tonight at 8 p.m. over at youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.